Shrine of Worship, just beautiful. One of the greatest that I know of builds in all of fiction. The architecture, the blocks. Happy 20th anniversary. Now, obviously, it's not perfect, as you could tell from the cuts to it, because the scale is all messed up. Now, something I've learned that's very important about this is you actually have to start with measuring stuff, because this is way too tall. This should have been a rectangle, but now it's a other kind of rectangle. This right here should have been a bit shorter, and it's all because of this guy right here, the big pillar thing, the big pillar John right there, where the girl is sitting. If it weren't for that guy, then the scale would have been correct. But I can work on it. I can remake this in like 5 years and show it to you again. Shadow Colossus has been like one of my favorite games, kind of like revolutionary to my life. One of the biggest things that's happened in my life. So I wanted to make a little thing for 20 years. And I came up with the idea only 20 days, which means I didn't get enough time to work on it, and it was way larger than I expected. The most annoying thing was I didn't have free cam. That's probably the 100th time I've uttered that, because I didn't have free cam to fly up here and look at the measurements, or fly up there and figure out the measurements for that. So it took me a long time with a lot of screw ups, but oh well. It's good enough for a first try. One thing I think is crazy is in Shadow Colossus, the guy's foot steps up on the staircase. Isn't that crazy? It might not seem that crazy, but I think it's awesome. I think that's crazy. It's one of the best built in fiction too in my opinion. Even without the entire thing finished, it still looks amazing. Can you prove me wrong? Didn't get all the moss around either. But oh well. First try in 20 days, I did pretty well, I'd say. There was so much round stuff, it was really annoying, but look at the measurement. Okay. Look at the measurement. Looks perfect. Looks perfect to me. And then there's the hole. And then you fly up here. The hole should be right there. And the hole is an entire yard away. Dorman's hole is an entire yard away. That doesn't even make any sense. The well was also way too far away. The well I didn't finish because that's insane. It was an insane shape. I love what it did to me was I saw something. I played it for the first time like 20 years ago. No, like 6 years ago, when they came out on PS4, PlayStation Plus, and I played it. Wow, that was a cool game. Completed it. Well, that was a cool game. And then I'm gonna go make up a game because I thought this was really cool. I'm gonna make a game that's inspired by this. And then I realized, wait, this is all just copycats. None of the ideas I come up with are unique. They're all the same. And then that drove me to perfection. So it did a little bit of a negative because perfectionism is annoying, but it did a little bit positive too, because now I actually have creative ideas. I'm not just a copycat who copies everybody. Well, I'm also not a perfectionist either, because I know to start with uncreative ideas to understand the start. And then once you figure out the start, then you can start to play off from there. Because with YouTube, I was just like, I must come up with the most creative thing possible. I had to make the Shadow Colossus of YouTube first, as my first video. But since I didn't know how to make YouTube, I never knew how to do that. So I never knew how to actually come up with ideas. So I couldn't, and I was just in a stagnation. But then I remembered to start off with I have another account, secret account. It starts off with the most boring content you can imagine, and then it actually starts improving from there. So I'm starting off with the most boring stuff you can imagine, YouTube gaming videos. Those can be good, they're the most easy, most accessible, uncreative thing you can do. Just play games on YouTube. And then I'm going to split off from there, and then the more I improve, the more ideas, the better ideas I have, and then at some point, I will be pretty good. Pretty good, I'd say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All 16 of the people are here. So look at this roof. It's insane. This guy messed it up, Pillar John. Messed up the scaling, but that's also my fault because I didn't start with the scaling, so next time I do more recreations, I'll actually start with the scaling. This roof at first was messed up, but now it's not. This part looked like it was going to be impossible, it wasn't. This part wasn't possible, so I didn't do it. Got the well there at least. Got the two big buck teeth. The hole in the ceiling. That is also messed up. Yeah, Shadow of the Colossus is extremely unique because it's a game that there's no checkpoints, there's no little things to collect, there's just a giant empty field that no one would dare to do. Just gigantic empty field with nothing inside of it. And then some bosses. 16 of them. As you can tell from the 16 things over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. The only thing it competes with is The Last Guardian, which is made by the same guy. So, seems like Fumio Ueda is pretty good at architecture, or at least the team is. Team Eco. Or Gen Alpha now. Gen Beta. Gen Design now. Yeah, it really changed my life, and now I think I can make something like Shadow Colossus. Because at first I was just like, no, this is a perfect game, I can never do anything like it. Now I think I can. And I haven't been able to yet, but I know that I can. Just have to wait until I get there. Now there are some problems with the game. The horse, obviously the horse is meant to be realistic. Agro is meant to be realistic. But do horses just stop randomly? Maybe. I don't know. I don't ride horses. But the horse would stop when you get like right here. Like it's trying to stop at the Shrine of Worship, but you're like right here. So why is the horse stopping? Or there's a rock like right here, so the horse like there's a rock right here, and you're riding. And you're like, oh, it's close to the rock. You gotta slow down. Or the camera. while using the camera, it would just clip in like insane because it was clipping into the floor or something. It's enough free cam. Whoa. But even with all its flaws, I still think it's an amazing game. There might be games that top it now that are better than it to me, but in terms of influence on me, it is definitely one of the highest. And I will try again. I will make this probably make this Shrine of Worship later. I don't know when that is. Maybe in the next few years. But in the meantime, I'll be doing other stuff. Other anniversaries. So yeah, happy 20th anniversary. I'm bored now.